Well, I got kind of tired of the crowds, and I had done all the sort of major events, and there were so many people you couldn't spend much time in the museum, so I decided to come over here to Wheels Across the Prairie this afternoon, which is another one of my goals for this trip. A real nice Watkins on display here, including a picture of a Watkins line. That's a really nice dress. They have a collection of some autograph albums. The Wheels Across the Prairie Museum is most noted for having the original Tracy depot. This is where Ma, Mary, Laura, Carrie, and Grace were waiting for Pa to come pick them up. This is all the farther they traveled from Walnut Grove to Tracy, and that was the end of the line. This particular train is part of the Chicago Northwestern Railroad, which is the same railroad that Pa worked for and was building the railroad through to Smet. The train is 99 years old this year, and it'll be 100 years old next year. As part of the roundabout, Laura describes they must have ultimately built a roundhouse here. This is a picture of it in 1905. And this must be probably a similar time. There's a conductor hat with conductor in gold on it, just like Laura described on her train ride. And they have a whole series of pictures. That thing on the front of that train is a snow plow. There were a couple different types, and it looks like they spent a lot of time near Tracy clearing the tracks, not just during the long winter. But the most important thing in the depot is this waiting room settee. This was originally from the Tracy Depot, from the 1881 built Chicago Northwestern, Winona, and St. Petersburg Railroad. So Laura Ingalls Wilder and her family should have sat on this bench. Not sure how good this will turn out, but this is me sitting on that same bench. Honestly, they have some beautiful lawn dresses here in their collection. Lawn dresses were popular in the Edwardian era, roughly about 1910, and they have a lovely collection of them, really. And if you like the boxcar children, they also have a boxcar you can go up and look in. This one isn't set up as the house, but frankly, if I had a boxcar, that's what I would do with it. And there is one behind the library in the town where the woman who wrote the books, Gertrude Warner, lived. Nice Chicago Northwestern symbol. Bunch of tools from the railroad. One of my favorite places to visit at a historic village is always the summer kitchen. It used to be this is where you could find me at Usher's Ferry, but honestly mine wasn't near this nice. Oh, and that's a nice stove. That's like the one we had in the parsonage. That was a nice stove. Oh, and there's one of those kerosene ones, which Laura actually has down in Mansfield in the kitchen. A similar one. The other place I really like to go is the one-room school. This is the one-room school in here at Wheels Across the Prairie. Pump organ, nice teacher's desk. I bet that's a sand table. Too bad they don't have it open and out. Yeah, an interesting collection of stuff, including a hard to find interior picture of a school. I'd recently posted about butter and egg money, and this seems to be their butter and egg display. Yeah, I think this is a lot bigger than the one they described in Farmer Boy, but forget the little rocking chair that Garth Williams drew. Barrel turns, for the most part, were like this. And if you read the description, Laura talks about it rocking when you crank the handle. That's because it's off balance, like an off balance washing machine, and it just always does that. That's what she meant by rocking. And just for my brother and my sister-in-law, who are both involved with the volunteer fire department, we've got a 1927 fire truck. Is this one from Tracy? Mm-hmm. Right from Tracy. And I've just been told that people can climb up on it for a photo op, which would be worth a stop right there, I think. And in honor of my grandmother, a Rumley oil pull tractor. When Mary talks about making fly nets at the blind school, this is what a fly net looks like on the horse. And there's a pair of them here. The purpose is that when the horse moves, all these little loose places jiggle back and forth and swat so that the flies don't land and bite them. And a two-person sleigh, like what Manley drove when he came to rescue Laura at the Brewster School, or Bucci School in real life. This is just kind of cute. I'm sure this must be the bottle-fed equivalent of for pigs.
Keeps the milk warm. The guy that gave it to us bought it and never used
it. Here is the train. It even has Chicago Northwestern decals on it. And this is our engineer. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Wheatfield. Besides the Tracy Depot and the bench, the other big thing for Laura fans should be to look at the collection of Marcy and Fred Schwamm. Marcy Schwamm was an early Laura collector and presenter, and for many years did a display at Pepin And I'm not exactly sure how much of this stuff is hers, but a lot of her stuff ended up here.
You know, if you would just do that first and see if I can.
Well, he's gonna check it when he gets home.
And it looks like they have 2 Laura letters that were sent to the librarian in the Tracy Public Library.